put an email saying, please join Zoom in progress?
I wasn't sure if you'd remember that we're using my Zoom or not, so I was just sending you the link so you wouldn't have to look for it.
You're so considerate. You are so considerate.
I do my best.
You do your best indeed. No, I did remember. I just got sidetracked looking at into Amazon and seeing what I've earned. I think between you and my dad, I've earned a stellar $5.
Oh yeah. Did you get credit for like all? Because I bought 3 things.
Yeah, and I did.
Yeah. Oh, good.
So I don't know. But one of the things my dad ordered, I didn't get credit for, which I don't understand. So I'll have to figure out. This is kind of going with thinking that this is all easy, but there are always nuances in everything that we do.
Yeah. Are there like specific categories or something that they don't do,
Maybe.
or
maybe because something was on promotion that they.
right?
I'll have to look into it. I am yet to understand it. But yeah, and I've actually looked into. Is this an external drive that you bought?
Yeah, it's an 6 terabyte external
Yeah,
drive.
I probably need something of that nature as well.
Yeah, because I was doing on the weekend, I was converting. I finally downloaded an app that would play all my old video CDs that I had made over the years. So I was just putting those into Camtasia and then creating MP4 files out of it. But next thing you know, you go through 15 years of videos and all of a sudden your computer's out of memory.
That does happen. That does happen.
And then like in Camtasia, when you record things, it just gives you a date. And then like if you record multiple things on the same date, it's just like 04 17 2021 -001 -002. And you can't even click on those clips. You have to basically open a new Camtasia window, import them in to see what they are before you just go and delete things.
Brother.
Because if you delete things that are in a Camtasia project, then when you open that project, you get an error saying, can't find this file. Do you want to look for it? Etc. So I was trying to be careful because I had to delete stuff to make room, but I didn't want to delete stuff that I needed. Mind you, you don't really like, I deleted all my old Thursday Thought videos, all the raw videos, all the things. I mean, I have the final video on Kajabi, so if I need to download it again for some reason, I can. Anyway, I probably killed a couple hours of my day just cleaning up crap so I could continue working.
Interesting.
So the beta test is all wrapped up?
Beta test is all wrapped up. I got one video testimonial right now. I'm not sure why no one submitted other testimonials, which I'm very bummed about. Maybe something else is going to come through. So yeah, in terms of stats, I'm going to be pulling down the stats all to see how it all played out. Essentially, you do need numbers. And I have prepared my bonus training which is happening Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm sending out salesy emails today, like the problem, what the people have tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to say I'm bummed about not having more testimonials because I was expecting at least 5.
Right.
So.
Would you just ask for them yesterday?
No, I've asked on Saturday, yesterday, and I'm going to ping people directly on Facebook just to remind them. Yep. If not, then it means I'm not. But I have to show you something. I think you'll get.
People do have lives,
Huh?
People do have lives.
Yeah, and I totally understand it. It's kind of like if you don't catch people at the right time when they're ready to sit down for a minute.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
The habit I've gotten into, which is, and it started when I was running trainings, customer support, and we do a lot of surveys and ask for people's help that way. That I kind of felt obligated when I get asked for surveys or things that I try to answer them. And the habit is, if you intend to do it, you have to do it right when the request comes in.
Yes.
Because if you say, I'll go back to it, You'll never go back to it.
You'll never go back to it. That's right. Take a look at this. So this is analytics. There's a bit of error in the middle because I stopped tracking for just a couple of days.
Yeah.
But this is the opening of the course. This is overall watch time, and this is the last day of the course.
Okay. Wow.
So in terms of how people procrastinate, this is a perfect illustration, and this is unique views.
Yeah. By the way, you didn't comment that I had proactively set your screen sharing on.
I did notice that, which is surprising. Mine still says everyone excluding Greg. Yeah, and this is where my testimonials should have been coming in, but unfortunately I got none. Oh well. Oh well.
Well.
So now phase 2. I mean, this kind of dynamic doesn't set me up with high hopes of conversions on Wednesday or the week thereafter, but it also pushes me towards the thought of, look, this is done. So a couple of interesting comments in terms of feedback, not testimonials, but feedback, is I did make it too long. So what I've put together was overkill.
Yeah.
People felt like those who were doing it felt rushed. They wanted to spend more time with some of the subjects. They felt that some of the blah 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 sessions, kind of like powwow, the early ones, were not as to the point as they could have been. But everyone loved module 2, which was all about niches.
Yeah.
So the course in itself could have been cut down to half easily. I'm so glad I took out the part about strategic thinking.
Yeah.
So this is probably the biggest lesson learned. When I thought I was not giving enough, I was getting too much.
Yeah. Is it too much because of the time frame compression, or just too much in general?
Actually, people commented both. Some said that 2 weeks was not enough for this amount, and some said it's just a lot of content.
Yeah.
I would never have imagined, because I only have how many lessons do I have there? Yeah, I have 14 lessons, of which, 14 lessons minus 2. So I have 12 lessons, because 2 is just feedback, request for feedback as a lesson. Yeah, and there was also one second. And there was also commentary about the length of a lesson. So 45 minutes is long, and which is great, because you think you need content for an hour. You don't.
No.
You really do not. But at the same time, so slides. It's a great learning. So this is not the course that I would sell. I would, like I said, I would trim it down to maybe 7 lessons.
Yeah.
Price it at, I'm going to price it at first at $27 and put it out in the ether with Facebook ads and Instagram ads to see how it does, and if I'm getting any conversions, and see if I can build a funnel that way.
Is that the pricing there your course suggests? Something like that?
Oh, it's the course suggests going anywhere from $27 to $97 or $147.
Right.
But you build it up. You start building it up, because the more people go through this, the more testimonials you get, the more blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're gonna buy Facebook ads to promote that?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things. So today, after this call, I'm going to sit down and I need to repackage everything to prepare for sale.
Yeah.
To make sure that when people buy, they get registered for the right thing.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a heads up if I thought this was on my side. If and when somebody buys, what are we going to do with your leadership training? Because I've been talking about the guest leadership coach for a long time.
Cool.
So that's going to be done on Wednesday. I've already put the presentation together. I'm gonna deliver it live, and I'm going to use that presentation as the last lesson in the course that I'm going to sell. Because essentially, what I'm leading them into is like, you bought a $27 course. This is the upsell to the bigger course.
Yeah.
And then I also I need to create an upsell on that course, which is, I'm thinking maybe a book or something like that,
Yeah.
and a downsell, templates or whatnot.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's gonna live by itself, and I'm gonna take, um, this is the challenging part. So now I want to do the signature course material by launching Natalie's beta.
Yeah.
Not that she's reluctant. She's in the state of this of technology panic, and I don't think that I don't know. So I'm going to try to work with a client and coach them. So we'll see.
You're taking you're doing all the technology part though, aren't you?
I am. I am. I am. But it's we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's
So
exciting.
yeah, so that's it. 2 weeks have done, and I have to say it's a great business model.
Yeah.
In a sense that things are happening and you don't really need to be present. I mean, yes, of course, we didn't have as much interaction in the group. That all sorts of stuff, which is great, but it's still very interesting. Still very, very interesting.
What's your learning from the office hours? Was it too much, not enough, just right?
Office hours that are focused on solving an issue work really well. Office hours, like the first office hours. So this is so my biggest takeaway is no fluff, only value. So if you're trying, and it's interesting that I said it in the course myself, and I should have at that time I couldn't see clearly how big of a, not watch out, but big of a suggestion that should be. Don't teach, help people achieve something.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So that's why people responded so well to the actual niche part of the course, because it actually helps them get stuff done.
Yeah.
Versus preaching about entrepreneurship and traits, which is, I get it.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm thinking that entrepreneurship and all of that traits actually, I just talked myself into a bonus or a downsell. That's material that you can use.
There you go.
And I'm launching a membership site, and I'm going to actually do one of the courses, invite people in. If they choose to come, great. If they don't choose to come, well, too bad. And I am going to use that because I want to create maybe 2 lessons worth of content from a membership site, so that when I invite people, they already walk into something that exists. And I've been thinking about it, which is actually maybe you thought about this. So there are platforms that create drip content. In other words, Greg, you join today and you get your first lesson tomorrow, and access to a first material tomorrow and access to something else next month.
Yeah.
I join next month, and my experience is staggered just as well.
Yeah.
Which precludes people from joining today, using the first 30 months and having access to everything that goes well all the way back.
Yeah. Kajabi has that.
Yeah. So the question is, like, if you're joining a membership, what do you expect out of it? I'll elaborate just a bit, because there's a conundrum in my head. Let's say it's a successful membership site.
Yeah.
And every month I generate content and people consume it and they love it.
Yeah.
You join a year in.
Yeah.
So technically there's 12 things that you need to watch.
Yeah.
Does that not feel overwhelming, or that you're always behind? In other words, you're not stepping into something, but you're like, you joined and then you need to watch everything back.
Yeah. I don't know, like the experience I'm having with my course is that um, being repetitive on stuff isn't a problem. Like this guy, part of his bonus materials for everybody is you get tickets to all these events and stuff. So like I was on that Clarity Live event a couple weekends ago. Well, there's people that have been on that numerous times, and it's the same kind of stuff that he's been over before. Even in Thriving Coaches Blueprint, there's stuff that he's talked about before, and then he'll do Facebook Live during the week, and he'll do different things. But as you progress through your comfort level and knowledge of the topics too, hearing the same material the second time, the third time, or the fourth time, you pick up, you learn different things on it. You're at a different place in your learning.
That's true.
So it's, and people will catch up, and we tend to think of everything as very sequential, like you got to walk before you run and so on. But the reality is, if somebody joins in the membership and you start talking about something, it's a relevant topic and whatever, like they can start there. Like they don't need to necessarily know, like they don't have to go through the whole sequence exactly the same order as everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm struggling with that question only because if you're charging people when they join, sure.
Yeah. And what my guy's been doing lately is he sends out polls every week for the last few weeks. Once a week, it's like, on my Facebook Live this week, what topic do you guys want to cover? And he'll give 4 or 5 topics, and people vote, and then that's what he talks about. And of course, like I think he's manipulating a little bit, like whatever he wants to do is at the top of the list and worded probably the best and so on. But, still, it's kind of like you put it out to your membership, like, hey, in this week's live content, here's 3 or 4 things we could talk about. What do you want to talk about? And let the group kind of guide you. It's interesting because he gave somebody asked a question, because I missed a thing on this Saturday because I couldn't get up early enough for it, which was how to attract clients and stuff on Facebook and so on. But one of the ladies asked a question about, do I need to prepare my whole thing before I launch anything? And he said him and a few of his core students, they operate kind of like that guy from, I don't know if that was Thrive Themes or whatever. So it's like he's always 1 week ahead of whatever he's presenting. For the first go through. So like if he's launching the nutrition as a niche course, for example, he'll get the first week's worth of materials ready for that first week. And then between week 1 and week 2, that's when he's building the second week and so on. And he's kind of tailoring it to, okay, what are the questions coming in? Where do these people want to go? Versus having a structure. And then once you go through the program once and then it's all recorded, then that's the new program and you just resell it.
Yeah, that's true. That's I think that's very smart way to do.
But I mean, my takeaway would be like for your membership thing, it's kind of like, you want to know what you're doing the first month or first week or whatever it is that you're providing content within the membership area. And then you let the membership kind of steer you where they want to go.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Asking people for feedback and just basically catering to the needs is awesome. Oh, sorry. The question I had was financial, more of a business model driven.
Right.
Let's say a membership comes with 30-day trial.
Yeah.
And you give people access to the platform. They get into the platform, they have all of the content, they're free to consume it over the next 30 days without paying anything, and then they leave.
Yeah.
So the thought process goes is, well, shouldn't you just have a limited amount of content for them to be able to consume?
Yeah.
Or do you give as much away as pretty much as anything that you have and let them go nuts with that content? Because look, the reality is, if they see value, they'll stick around. If they don't see value, nothing's going to stop them.
Yeah.
Which one do you subscribe to?
I don't know. I think I've heard people talking about charging, first of all, with a 30-day money back guarantee versus free access.
That's a good one.
So because, I mean, there's the whole notion that like I've seen the debate on some of the chats about, well, you're not going to get enough people or whatever, and other people are going, yeah, but at least you're getting people that are willing to put their money down, and you're not just getting tire kickers or people coming in to steal your stuff.
That is excellent. That is excellent. I think that's the way to go. You make it absolutely abundantly clear and create no barriers to people getting their money back if they want to.
Yeah, all they got to do is, like Amy Porterfield had this. I mean, hers was a little more restrictive, the return policy, because she said, it's a full money back guarantee, providing you do the work. So like she would look and say, well, you haven't even spent any time on the modules. You're not getting your money back. Like you didn't do the work. So I don't know if you need to go there or not, but
no, not at the outset. I'm no Amy Porterfield.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, neither am I.
I mean, people watching, you see what just happened here. What was that? What was it like? By the way, how's my sound? How do I sound?
How do you sound?
The quality of like volume pickup.
It's fine. I was getting a little bit of not really echo, but distortion. I think my microphone was too close to my speaker or something earlier, but you're good. All right, I'm going to show you what I was up to on the weekend.
Yeah, let's see it.
What screen am I sharing here? Screen one. So here's all my family videos.
God, dude, this is fantastic. Holy mother of God, that's a lot.
So that was a lot of work. That was all day yesterday, basically.
Wow.
And this was Saturday, was building my app that I got to try and get a meeting with my guy this week. So here's my app. I used his logo here. He's got his books, Clarity and Results, and then he's got mini versions of them called Little Book of Clarity, Little Book of Results. So I'm calling this the Little App of Clarity. So there's 5 sections: inspiring quotes, 3 principles, scripts, models, and books. So these are just some quotes. So if you click on it, then you can get the audio.
Purpose is always finding.
And then if you have a longer one.
Who you really are is the source of that sense of purpose and direction. See, here's the thing. It's not out there waiting.
Where'd you pick up the audio?
Out there.
From one of his videos on Facebook. It's snipped it all up. Then there's going to be the 3 principles. So there's no content in here yet, but basically there'll be audio and visual stuff for each of those. Then these are the scripts, which I will also put audio on. So this is like the opening script that we've learned in the course, key questions that you can ask, magic wand question, and so on. There's models that he's presented. And then the last part is books. So those are his books and books that he's recommended. And then these will have Amazon links to them.
That's freaking phenomenal, man.
So basically,
so how do I get this app, for example?
Well, so the thing I'm building out. So there's going to be possibly a free version, which is a very thinned out version, and it has limited content, and it has the links to all the books, and it's really just a teaser kind of app that's free for people just to get exposed to some of his key content and stuff and get them interested in his program.
Okay.
Then there's the paid version, which I'm saying is $5 a month. and it's targeted at coaches. So anyone that's been through any of his programs, and it's positioned as this is a coach's companion app. So this is to inspire you as you're going into your coaching sessions with your clients, or you need a refresher on some of the topics, the models, or the questions you need to ask, or get in the right frame of mind as you're going into your coaching sessions.
Yep.
That's what this is for. So that would be $5 a month. And he's got 5,700 followers on his Clarity Life Facebook group. So I don't know. You can do the math. If you do 1,000 people or 2,000 people at $5 a month, it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Then there's a $20 version, which you get the app, but then you also get access to a site, which is like a PLR site. And then the idea is then people can use the content in their own coaching practice.
Yep.
And then the last bit is that I'm thinking is I then offer a custom app service for each coach to support their own business.
Yep.
And charge them like I don't know, I was thinking $250 or $500 setup fee, and then administer their app for them. And they have an app they can then either give to their clients or they can sell to their clients, and then you can do a rev share piece off of that as well.
That's fantastic.
Which also got me to thinking, like, is this like as a construct, having an app that is a companion tool to this guy's coaching practice or anybody's coaching practice, is this applicable to anything? Like, is this applicable to holistic nutritionists, that they have some kind of a handy app? It doesn't have the whole course's content in it. Like, it's not intended to be a course. It's a supporting tool, right? That gives you little snippets and little reminders and motivation and things.
It's an interesting one. See, this one is I think this is more applicable because this is evergreen. Like you said, you need a refresher or you need a concept just to pick it up rather than dig through your material.
Yeah.
You found it. With nailing a niche course, it should be a one-time thing or a one-time in many years thing.
Yeah, well, getting the niche, but in terms of the overall operating your business, like maybe it's less about the niche part and more about just your practice in general. That what are those little motivational nuggets that people need to stay on course, right? Or it's like, oh shit, what did Vadim say about strategic planning? Oh yeah, here, this is it. I don't know. The other cool thing here is like it's got this native search function. So you can type any word in it and it will find you the matches.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't have much content in here right now, and you can mark things as favorites as well through here.
Hey, Greg.
Yes.
But how do you download this app? It's not in an app store.
No. So it basically has a link. You can share it. And then once you click on the link, it opens it in Safari, and then you add it to your landing page on your phone. So it's it's like an app button on your
responsive web app.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is a free version, but you can. So when I open it, it says like built on Glide and stuff, but you can remove all the Glide branding stuff if you do the paid version.
Cool.
Anyway, it just got me thinking even more. Like, what's that?
Gets me thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, like what can you make these simple little apps for that is just on somebody's phone? So I was even thinking as an extension of like my leadership for retail managers course, right? Do you have little bits in there about like dealing with conflict or coaching your staff? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what are the situational things that come up in the course of business during the day where somebody might need a refresher on the motivation or the theory behind what it is they're trying to do. And it's kind of like, you're it's how do you deal with imposter syndrome? Because everyone will have imposter syndrome. Like every time a nutritionist is about to jump on a call with their client, there's going to be that moment of, do I really know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And it's kind of like you have a thing there with Vadim's voice and even a video going, you've got this, you know what you're talking about. Exactly what you said on Friday or whatever. Like you've forgotten more about nutrition than your client will ever know. And they go into the meeting feeling great about themselves.
Right. Interesting. It creates a massive number of ideas in my head.
And then I know you were talking about, why don't you just use your website and whatever, but you can just the way it functions, like it works, you move through it differently than you do a website.
Yeah.
And like, even, I don't know if it's got, you put your recipes on it, you put your tips for meal times. I don't know, like how, like you, again, you can have you have a version that is like for the nutritionist, and then you have a client facing version, and it could be branded all with your nutrition. And it's just like, how do you keep, so you get hired to be a nutritionist for somebody, and they go, you know what, it's kind of like the Noom app, right? Like I shelled out whatever, $180 or whatever for 6 months on Noom, but it's in my pocket every day. I look at it. It reminds me to do the right things. Now I'm logging meals and stuff. Like, I don't know if you need to get into that, but it's kind of like, maybe it's morning do's and don'ts, that lunchtime do's and don'ts, supper time do's and don'ts. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm getting at, right? Like there's, what is the information that would be useful?
Yeah. You don't want anyone inputting anything into the app.
No.
Although that would be sweet. That's now I'm just thinking.
Well, you can. I mean, and I've got app ideas for like, how do I support my,
yeah, but where is it stored, Greg? You don't want me to start talking to you about privacy and protection and information security.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to look into Glide and how they're protecting their data and everything.
Because God forbid, like you log in your meals and even that gets out and somebody is exploiting that. It came back roaring in terms of what this whole thing means, because that cookies are going away. Third-party cookies are going away.
Yeah.
In other words, you can't track a person through the web as easily as you once could, which is a good initiative. But obviously, advertisers such as Facebook and Google are not happy about this, so they're creating their own workarounds around that.
Yeah.
Now, Facebook is easy because Facebook is an ecosystem, right? It's an enclosed ecosystem, so they know things about you and they're going to use things about you. Yeah. We're actually going to go through that tomorrow when we do the training. But Google's made their business on making sure that people can retarget others using cookies. Now, if that goes away, Google theoretically is losing interest of advertisers, but that's not going to happen, obviously. Having said that, they are bothered by it. And so what they've been trying to do is they've been trying to create an alternative to cookies, and they're calling it Flock. Or in other words, tagging you as a person into a specific cohort of people based on the websites that you visit. So this is not Facebook, this is not cookie based. This is browser based. So if you're using Chrome to go to a particular website, they will flag you as a person with those types of interests.
Yeah.
In other words, too much Pornhub? Well, we know what you like.
Not admitting to anything.
Yeah, but that's so. And people are saying it's like, wait, hold on a second. So if Greg is flagged as a certain with certain preferences, and he interacts with a new website for the first time, the advertisers who are using that website immediately have access to all of that information about Greg. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's kind of it, which is a nuisance in North America. Places like Russia, if somebody knows that you're gay, well, that's an offense.
Yeah.
So it's a peculiar dynamic about how much they divulge about your preferences.
Yeah.
So WordPress Consortium is suggesting that they block that flock acronym altogether, not like disable the ability of Google to understand what the website is about.
Yeah.
Also,
Is that I don't trust any of these clowns. Like the I mean, first of all, I think at some level they know everything there is to know about you. Like,
of course,
like there's privacy legislation or whatever, to be damned. Like, I mean, it doesn't make a difference.
No doubt.
The only way to protect yourself fully is just to stay off the grid.
Yeah. Well,
you're either on the grid or you're off the grid. There's no
in between.
There's no in between.
There's no half pregnant.
And anyone who's like, well, we got to prevent, it's all about leverage and money in one way, shape, or form, right? So
yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm pretty pumped about what potential these apps, because my whole, I mean, for a number of years, it was probably when I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that really sunk into me was the true way to make a passive income.
Yep.
Is you have to have a subscription-based, endless cash stream coming in.
Yep, indeed.
So, if you can get people to buy your app for $1 a month, $5 a month, I don't know, whatever it is.
Yep.
And you can stretch that life cycle out to infinity, then that's the model to go for. Like, I think about like brick and mortar retail, like dollar stores and stuff, like where my brother worked at Dollar Tree. Like, you're selling everything for $1.25. That's a tough way to make a living. $1.25 at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? I have to. I want to map out my membership course as well and get going on it. And then I'm just, because I do have 100 people that I can reach out to.
Yeah, and even the app, like I think of the app as, like, you can think of it as a solo revenue stream, or you can think of it as a bonus add-on, right? So, hey, you sign up for my membership, you get access to this app.
Yep.
For free, and you got stuff on there. You create some exclusive content that's only available on the app. I don't know, and you have it there. I don't know. Just a thought.
No, it's a very interesting thought, because I'm telling you, for example, I can see. Let's say you're doing a lesson on how to achieve certain things, whether it's a personal transformation or whether you're making something up. You know how you're making videos on Camtasia?
Yeah.
You can have a companion on the app, which nicely collates together all of the resources that you talked about. Where'd you get the background music? Where are the free images coming from?
Yeah.
But it's easy because it's in one spot.
Yeah.
Because I know I watch so many videos right now, and there have been things, I mean, even through my notebook, there are some places where I've highlighted things that I thought were interesting. And just to remember that such a tool exists.
Yeah.
And then you forget. Then you forget where to look for. But this is always there.
Yeah.
So it's like, what was that thing that Greg was talking about? Oh, right, here it is. Boom.
All right. I got to go get my tires changed over.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well,
Now
I'll
that
talk to you tomorrow, man.
spring is here. I've already
Yeah.
cut my grass twice, so.
What?
Yeah.
You south-facing lawn?
What's that?
You have a south-facing lawn?
Yeah, well, the big front part of my house faces, I guess it's south.
Interesting. Yeah, because mine's green, but it hasn't started growing yet.
Yeah. Well, they don't collect grass clippings anymore in the yard waste.
Mm-hmm.
So I built 2 compost boxes down beside my shed, but they're full from last year still. So anyway, I got to keep ahead of the growth so that I just leave the clippings on the lawn. But if you let it go too long, then it doesn't work out. So anyway. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
See you tomorrow.
All right. See ya.
Bye, Greg.